welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. And joining me through StreamYards, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It's Joshua, Gangsta Time Code.
It's called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris? What's good, everybody listening?
Hey. Also joining us, it is our producer, Edgelord, the big news, Brian.
What's
up, nerds?
Hey, we're back for a brand new episode of New Jump City. How are you guys doing this week?
Good, man. It's a good lineup this week, even though we was missing
Kags.
our beloved Kagurabachi.
Yeah, our dearly beloved, fucking. I was just remembering a character. I don't know. The fucking Iron Sand guy. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, I was. I already did my update on our. On my journey to catch up to all of Jump in our pre-show chat show, where I did a tier list. So if you want to listen to that, if that is interesting to you, subscribe and get alerted when that episode comes out. It should come out next day after this one. So, keep your eyes and ears peeled. This should be a fun one. Josh, have you made any progress on your One Piece journey?
Yes, I have. Well, I made it to the penultimate moment, which was chapter 1001. And Luffy's on the rooftop with them all, and Killer,
yeah.
Zoro, Kid, and they get busy. The fun, one of the funniest moments in the entire series, when the fireball gets thrown at them and they all like,
Oh my god, it's one of my favorite moments in all of One Piece.
They'll take the hit. And Zoro screams at them like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I forgot that there was a moment when like Kaido and Big Mom launched this attack together, and Zoro takes the entire brunt of the attack on his own.
Yeah.
But it takes him out of commission. Actually, before he does that, he's able to slash Kaido at some point. And then no, I think he did that prior. He did that prior to taking that huge hit. I think that blasted him off the floor or something like that, or maybe Law transported him. Now he's in that state, like where he's in a T cross with in bandages, because I think what's his name
Sanji.
did that shit. Sanji, yeah. So I remember that's pretty funny. Luffy scrapping with Kaido in his mixed dragon form. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Luffy seems to have figured out Ryuo, and infusing it with his Emperor's, his Conqueror's Haki. So he's holding his own for the moment. Big Mom got transported below, and the sick fucking move where Kid was able to trap like the cloud, and they pushed like Big Mom like off the dome. That was a nice play. They was doing a thing out there, man. Every single one of them. Oda gave all of them proper shine while still making Big Mom and Kaido look like, beasts.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, we seen Big Mom before and in all of her like might and glory. But, as I'm seeing her fight alongside Kaido, I remember this really old Nike commercial where I had Kanye and Kobe, and Kobe is like, "Can you be
more?
Can you be here?" Right? He's like, "Can you be a different animal, but also the same beast?" And like Kanye's like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Kobe?" I think if he would have been reading One Piece from the whole Cake arc till now, he would have understood that about Big Mom.
Yeah,
man, different animals and beasts at this simultaneously.
Yeah,
because before she was wilding the fuck out, she wasn't in control, and now that she is in control, it's not even that she's deadlier; it's just a different type of deadly. One you have to respect equally. Yeah. Cool stuff.
Hell yeah. Brian, are you reading anything?
World Trigger.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He's Brian's catching up to World Trigger.
Oh yeah, and we're living
Okay.
vicariously through.
So I have just finished the Nasu Squad fight. I'm a little past it.
The first one.
The rank war?
Yeah, the rank war.
Damn.
With Murakami's, with Suzunari 1,
Yeah, the
Nasu.
rain.
Yeah. And they're prepping for the 4-way battle soon.
That's
We
the
got the
one.
lore.
That's what. That's the
the
one
one
with
that they
Ninomiya,
lose.
right? Yeah. That's okay. Cool.
Yeah, with Azuma Squad and Ninomiya.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, there was like a lot of like additions. Like you get to learn about Ninomiya and his kind of motivations and the Hatahara thing. And it kind of lays the groundwork for why it's important for Chika to kind of get across. And it really makes me think, God damn, I feel like we are literally still just getting started with this series. Because if you look at like there's like a diagram. I think there's at some point somebody mentions, oh yeah, I could help you guide you to Afro, I forget what the name, Aftoraptor, yeah.
Aftokator.
Aftokator?
Yeah.
I'm reading the series and I don't even fucking know how it's pronounced. But I forget who it is, but somebody says, oh yeah, I can help. Oh, now I remember. They were interrogating an Adora. And they're like, oh yeah, I could help you, guide you there because I really want to see those motherfuckers fail, right? But if you look at the diagram like that that's shown, it shows that there's probably going to be several stops before they can even get close to that, that world.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of series that's going to happen during this away mission. There's going to be a lot of fucking series.
Can I bring up a counterpoint real quick, Brian?
Yeah, go ahead.
So remember, the planets move. You know what I mean? So there is, in theory, a point in time where they'll, if not, I think whatever main planet that they're looking for, whatever main neighborhood, there's a point in time where even if they're not right next to each other, they're as close can be where there's maybe just one other, neighborhood in the way. So that there is a strong possibility that, it could be a little bit more direct. I don't hope so. I'm just saying that, playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
You're right. But I think at this point, what's it? Aftokator? Yeah, that's already gotten out of their range. So they're going to have to do some world hopping to get there.
Yeah. We're having One Piece, but World Trigger is about to become One Piece.
I will say, I am very prepared for a vibe switch once we go on this away mission. Oh, yeah. Because everything that is shown about like the neighbors and beyond is so much different from this kind of, I don't know, detached kind of like gamified version of war that that border agents do. Because people actually fucking die beyond Medan. People actually fucking die. And certain people, like, you see it getting carried on like by people who have been on away missions and shit. Like when the A rankers return and they're sent to go after Kuma, they return with 3 triggers that presumably they killed those 3 people who had those triggers, mind you, which is also kind of like a foreshadowing of all the improvements they're going to do after this whole like away mission selection thing that they've been doing with the new versions of triggers and stuff. But man, it's just, I feel like this series is very, very, very well thought out in ways that I didn't pay attention to in the first few read-throughs, where it looks like this guy is very prepared and he knows exactly what he's going to tell for the entire series. He's very well thought out. So I'm really excited to get into this 4-way duel.
Yeah. If only he could have the health to finish, man. Just get to the finish line, bro. I'll read you forever. My grandkids will read you.
Oh, I will.
I'll follow you
guys
to
have
the
any
ends of the
questions?
earth. Not yet. I feel like something will come to me during the latter half of the rank wars. But I have a pop quiz for Josh. One Piece wise.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
What are the names of Big Mom's 3 main homies?
I know him.
I'm having an issue with the sword. Zeus, Prometheus, Napoleon.
Yeah.
Okay,
You did it.
Easy.
that was pretty easy.
Yeah.
She mentions their names quite a lot. To be fair,
Yeah.
I will mention that in case you didn't know.
No.
In case you
Yeah.
forgot. But yeah, they're
Yeah. I don't have questions for Brian quite yet. I feel like maybe when we actually cover World Trigger, I'll be like, who's this again? And then Brian will be like,
Oh, there's one more thing that I found interesting. I forgot that they had power scaled how strong Yuma's dad was, or Kuga's dad was.
oh, yeah?
They said they said that he's
they?
they say he's just as strong as what's his name? Fuck, what's his name? The head
Jin?
of HQ? No,
Shinoda.
the head of HQ.
Shinoda?
Shinoda. Yeah, they
Star?
said that he would be just as strong as Shinoda. So Shinoda would be ripping ass in the fucking neighborhood, dude. That dude would be
Is
tearing
Shinoda the
shit
guy
up.
with the scar? Like
No,
on the side, the
Shinoda-
old guy?
Keto.
Shinoda's the cool looking guy. He uses the Kogetsu. He's like the one with the kind of bowl cut.
He has dark hair.
Yeah.
He's the guy who helped them beat Enadora.
Yeah, you remember when Anadora was with Suicide Squad in them, and that guy came in from HQ. Damn,
He's
you don't-
essentially the strongest motherfucker in Border, essentially. Or at least the strongest
I'm not
person
sure
that's
what's going
not
on.
using a black trigger.
What's his name again? Shinoda.
Yeah, Shinoda.
Yeah, Shinoda.
So you didn't get to the invasion.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. He's like, he looks like the positive, more mature version of Arashiyama or whatever that nigga's name is. That's always angry.
Oh, Miwa.
Oh, well,
He does kind of look
Adult
like Miwa.
Miwa.
So Brian, you didn't get to the invasion yet, right? Or is
No,
it
the invasion hasn't happened yet.
Damn, the invasion was so good too.
I do have a question though. I posed this before in the group chat, but I was wondering who you guys think would be able to, who would be, what's the word? Who would have like an affinity with Yuma's black trigger?
right. I don't know, honestly.
And I had my shouts for who would.
Yuma's black trigger is so for him. It's kind of crazy.
I agreed. I'll tell you this, Brian. I think the one I agree with the most, and I think Chris would too, is the girl.
Katori.
I can't even remember Katori. Yeah. I think she would do. I think she'd do like really well with it.
Yeah, because essentially this thing copies triggers as well. Like it was able to copy the lead bullet and the grasshopper, basically. So,
Well, I think he had.
Oh,
it
he already had that,
before
right?
He had grasshopper, yeah.
but it's copied the lead bullets for sure.
But I will say, because I didn't say this in the pod, I think Murakami is also a pretty good fucking shout.
Because
Just
it's a
saying.
side
I
effect.
think
That's the short dude with the black hair.
No, that's the
No,
side
that's
effect
the-
of the learning guy who sleep learns.
Oh,
I think with that side effect, I think that is probably what pushes him to being probably the most compatible. Purely because I feel like it's a trigger that's all about adaptation, right? And it's about learning.
Hmm.
and adapting, and that's Murakami. That's literally him.
Yeah.
That's his whole fucking bread and cheese.
Yeah.
So, and they kind of made the comparison between him and Yuma in their battle, like during this rank war. So I feel like they might be foreshadowing something like that in the future. I don't know. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I don't think anybody can use Yuma's trigger because Yuma's trigger is also his Tryon body. So
Yeah.
he can't he can't nobody's going to be able to use Yuma's trigger.
Yeah. But I was just saying if somebody were to.
Yeah. Yeah, because Yuma, remember, he doesn't have like a flesh and blood body. Like he lives in a Tryon body right now.
I think he had to give up the ring though.
No, he just can't use it.
I don't think anybody else could use it though. But I did remember he had to give
he just can't.
Oh, was it that
he's not allowed to use it because he
Okay.
can't take it off. It's like his body's in there.
Oh, right, because his real body actually does still exist. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah,
fading always slowly in that.
Yeah, he currently
I wonder
lives-
how they're gonna save him.
Wow.
I forgot the plan to save him really, but
They haven't come up with a plan to save him yet.
I think it's a foregone
far-
conclusion that they don't even know how. They're just like, this is how Yuma is essentially figuring like spending his last few years because eventually the body's unsustainable.
Yeah, I
so.
think that kind of was. Yeah.
Part of the reason why they wanted him around, like wanted to take him with them to the A rank or like to the away mission, is to give him like a reason to live.
Yeah, essentially. Damn, that's so sad.
Yeah, it is pretty sad. And oh my god, replica. Okay, I could go on about World Trigger forever,
But yeah, hell yeah. All right, I suppose we should start. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get into
Yeah.
the main show, baby. One Piece. This is One Peak chapter 1163. Promise. This is our first regular cover from Oda in a while since the Yamato cover story ended, and I think it's kind of neat. It's Luffy hanging out with monkeys and doing a cool dynamic pose. But anyway, we pick up where we last left off with One Piece. Emu got sick of this shit and has decided to descend upon God Valley themselves and take over Saturn's body, essentially, and put an end to all this fucking bullshit. So, everybody's like, what the hell's going on? Why does Saint Saturn look like that? And Emu is just like nuisances and starts just killing pirates and Navy folk indiscriminately. Everybody's trying to run. Roger notices that some of his guys got hit in the crossfire, and Roger, being who he is, he does not let attacks against his crewmates go unanswered. He decides to go and fight Emu while his crew gets away. Garp does not know what's going on either. He is like, what is that monster over there? And the other Marines are like, we don't know. Saint Saturn just started transforming before our eyes. And Garp is like, the Five Elders, I've never seen them before. Looks about right for the kind of freak who'd sit atop of those maggots. And his officer's like, no, Garp, don't say that. We then cut back to Rox staring down Emu. He's like, hey, you king of the bilge rats, you're here to kill me, aren't you? And Emu looks down and is like, so it was thee, Davy Jones. And Rox is like, not me. I've never even met him. However, promises are meant to be kept. So, they get it on. They start fighting. And Garp also is like, all right, of course we're helping out. And his Navy buddies are like, yeah, wait, hold on. Which side are we helping? It was a cool moment there. Here's another super cool moment. As Dragon is trying to get away with Shanks in tow, his body starts to float upward by the barrel of his gun, seemingly being the source of his movement. and we get a cool reveal that Captain John is magnetizing all of the treasure on the island towards him using his magnetic powers. So the one who had the ability, the magnetic fruit before Kid, was Captain John.
Oh,
That's pretty sick. And honestly, and that's not all. As he's attracting all this stuff to him, we see Ganzui. He does this thing, and at that moment, I knew exactly what that was. He shoots off a little, tiny little speck of something, and it explodes on John. He has the Dandadan fruit that currently belongs to Mr. Five. That is one hell of
The nose bomb thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he was also shooting his boogers like Mr. Five does. But yeah, he shot Captain John, knocking him out and canceling out his magnet powers. Dragon is dropped to the ground violently, but he manages to save Shanks. Shiki comes down and is like, Ganzui, why did you shoot John? And Ganzui is like, you really think he's going to split that treasure? Each one of those chests is worth at least 1 billion berries. And he actually starts to load up another booger bomb towards Shiki, as like anyone would want to keep it all to himself. And I guess he betrays Shiki. We'll see how that goes. Garp is rushing towards the battle. All of the Navy guys are trying to stop him because, he's obviously going to fight the giant monster there. Kaido is like, wait, let me try 2 rocks. It's so funny how much Kaido is kind of like a little kid in this time.
Yeah. He really is like little bro.
Yeah.
Especially compared to what I've been seeing like recently.
It's weird to see him that way.
Yeah. Like Kaido was a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Man.
But here's like, check this out.
Shit.
Look at what I could do with my cool dragon shit.
New dragon powers.
Yeah, it's very fun. Big Mom pulls up and he's like, Kaido, I'm gonna kill you. And Kaido's like, jealous, check this out. And then every one of the big fucking bad Roger Rocks era people unleashes an attack at the same time at Emu. Garp with his Galaxy Impact, Divine Departure by Roger, Pandemonium by Rocks, Chalk Hakwa by Whitebeard, which is actually the first time we've actually seen Whitebeard use a named attack. Every time he's attacked in Marineford, it was pretty silent. So he goes, Chalk Hakwa. Of course, Big Mom using Koku Sovereignty. And of course, Kaido goes, Dragon!
That's it.
Because he's only had the fruit for 5 minutes and he probably didn't think of an attack name.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a really cool 2-page spread. It's a true 2-page spread. This is
I remember Divine Departure. That was also during the Odin flashback.
Yeah, that's
when he flashed Whitebeard, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is.
Doesn't Shanks use that move too?
Yep, this is Roger's basically his gum pistol, essentially.
Oh shit!
And Shanks uses it as well. Very cool 2-page spread. I can't wait to see this part animated. They're gonna glaze these guys.
They are.
This is gonna be
intense.
the load up for each one of these guys' attacks is gonna be the entire episode, and the episode's gonna end.
It better be like Dragon Ball fucking Z,
dude. It's gonna be
right?
awesome. So, yeah, Emu takes all of this damage, and it doesn't seem to even phase them. They unleash a massive hockey wave, knocking out all of the soldiers in the area. The Roger pirates are trying to escape, picking up treasure chests along the way. Hint, hint. The very next thing we see is that Baby Shanks manages to get away from Dragon and end up in the treasure chest, as we actually saw in One Piece Film Red, that they found him in a treasure chest.
Who?
Shanks.
Shanks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
So that was a little...
This would have been a very different series if Dragon had kept Shanks.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Shanks is in a treasure chest. Emu wakes up and he's like, Big Mom and Kaido are arguing about the fruit in the background. Just like, I can't spit out what I've already eaten. And she's like, well, give me my money. Give me money then. So, they're arguing about the fruit still. Garp and Roger are arguing over whose attack did more damage. And Emu is like, I can see them running through the distant forest. And Rox is like, wait, what are you talking about? He's like, New Davies, a woman and a child striving so very hard to live. A pestilence.
What a piece of shit.
Bro. A pestilence that must not be unleashed upon this world. And Rox did not take that sitting down. He chops up Emu real fast. But Emu is unfortunately very, very immortal. And manages to...
Very.
Yeah. And manages to pierce Rox in a way that doesn't even hurt him, it seems. But in a worst thing possible, Emu is like, thou wilt end thy own bloodline, slaughter thy wife and child. Domi reversi. As we see Rox is getting Domi reversied. Oh my God. One Piece. That was One Piece chapter 1163. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
Well, we see why Rox fell that day.
Yeah.
Because Garp and this other dude completely annihilated him. I don't know what Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido's about to do after this situation, but we already know how this shit's gonna end.
Yeah.
Man, as much as I'd really love to talk about this chapter, I feel like what needs to be stated is that I seen a lot of memes this week. One meme I got spoiled in, and it was basically loosely the plot of this chapter, and it was a meme with like someone that looked very much like Emu, like exercising, doing mad like pull-ups.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Remember that.
And the description was like Emu facing off against all of these guys. It was named, and it said all by himself because the Gorosei can't help. And then in parentheses, it was like their bums. And I thought that was so fucking funny. Because, there's something I realized that was this whole satire. I love One Piece fans, bro. The series and the fan base is so lit. There's this thing, agenda piece, right? Where it's literally like the whole point is people over exaggerate and shit, to be funny. You know what I'm saying? And one of the newest slanders going around or agendas is calling the Gorosei absolute bums. And I had to think about it and be like, damn, is that really an over exaggeration? Because they've been getting smacked up.
They really have.
Granted, Luffy and them had to bounce from all 5 of them on that island. But they got away from all 5 of them.
Yeah.
And they got that message off.
And they were trying.
Got off.
They were all trying.
They tried super fucking hard. Spider-Man lost his fucking life. Emu Ben didn't give a fuck about Saturn. He's transforming off of him. He's like, I know you're not going to have any effect in this battle. So let me just transform myself. I don't I don't actually think it was really out of that much hatred, because I think Emu just hates everyone.
Yeah.
And it's just particularly annoyed by this, the handful of clans that dare to do something, or the handful of people that dare to do something, and then their generations of offspring.
Mm-hmm.
But still, so this is Emu. This was cool. This was not. I'm not disappointed or underwhelmed, and this is very scary. There's a moment after it gets pieced up by all the attacks, in the panel where it's eyes are just staring, maybe I'm clearly adding a lot of my own like context to this, but those eyes to me said a million words. Like,
Yeah.
it was like oh, I see, like, we getting cute now, right? Like, oh, those eyes was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Like, while he's taking all of those hits, like, I'm about to make him kill his own fucking family. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Not even really contemplating the attacks. Maybe just out of pure, like, maybe there's just a moment where Emu thinks, like, all right. See, I got a little something. Yeah, I want to jump a young nigga. All right. But I got something real cool for Rocks and the rest of y'all. So yeah, epic chapter. Epic fucking chapter. RGC.
Oh yeah. I think it's mine as well. If we're gonna
RGC.
Yeah, Unified, really good chapter of the week.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
Before I end my thoughts, I just want to, repeat what our mission goal is here at New Jump City, and that is for the everlasting glaze of One Piece.
The everlasting glaze.
If you don't care for that, well, I'm not going to tell you get up out of here because, we want you guys here to listen.
Yeah,
but
we need you guys.
I will tell you, tell us how bad you hate that shit in the comments. Yeah. All right, Brian, what are your thoughts?
All right. So there's actually a lot of interesting tidbits that can be picked apart from this chapter. I don't know how much Christian knows, so I don't want to say too much so that he can have his piece to say. But I want to talk about an observation that I haven't seen anybody talk about, and it has to do with Captain John and his devil fruit. And it's in relation to Kid, because Captain John, you see, he goes for his play to get all the fucking all the treasure on the island, right? And immediately he gets betrayed, which is also what happened to Kid when he teamed up with people. First thing he got into the new world, he immediately also got betrayed. So it seems like this is a cursed devil fruit where anybody who has it is immediately going to become betrayed or backstabbed. So hey, would you look at that? I mean, it's not Kid's fault. It's his devil fruit's fault.
Yeah, he's just cursed, literally.
I just find that very interesting because that is a big part of Kid's character, is his betrayal. But it seems like he's found a mastery for this devil fruit that Captain John didn't have. And he's truly kind of making a path with it of his own. And I really hope that he comes back and really, truly defines the devil fruit for what it is.
Are you talking about Kid?
Yeah, I'm talking about Kid.
That nigga's gone.
No, he's not.
I don't know what the fuck.
No, he's not.
That guy's in another place.
He is not done. He will be back. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking he fell into Davy Jones' locker. That's what I think is
that would be sick. That would be sick.
Now that Davy Jones is an actual thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But he is not gone. He'll be back.
So that guy's gone. As if Oda hasn't brought back people from the dead before.
I tried to look up what Chalk Hakua is. Could not find it. I could not.
Just
find
something that sounds cool, I guess.
Just a move that Whitebeard will never say for the rest of his life after this moment.
He was a younger man, he was having fun with named attacks back then. But then he grew up. He became a 70-year-old who was like, I'm not going to say Chalk Hakua every time.
I just want to see what Emu is. Like, he's just a fucking log, bro. He's just, like, what is he?
He's a log god.
You know what I'm thinking? Maybe he's water.
No, people have said that he's the Bozu. The Umi Bozu.
But he's also there are also people who say that he's the sea god too, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, I think like the most likely thing, and I think we've talked about this actually, but that he's this guy, the Omi Bozu. A giant shadowy sea, a giant emu, Umi,
Yep.
Yeah, he's this guy, and he looks like a shadowy figure, a giant shadowy sea creature from Japanese folklore, known for emerging from calm seas to capsize ships. Very on brand, very, very pirate sinking-esque, He may very well be Umi Bozu. Umi Bozo, more like it, but
True, but also like he's like there's like a panel where he's literally like dripping or kind of like liquid and stuff. So maybe he's the sea devil that kind of manifests devil fruits in some way, shape, or form. Who knows?
yeah, I have no idea.
But
So I sent you guys a post to the Instagram chat. I'm sorry, you want to finish your thought, Brian?
oh yeah, no, go ahead. I'll do a quick
Right.
intermission.
And
want me
this
to
is
read
how
this?
I feel about. No, I don't. This is exactly what happened to Kid, basically. So this is a song by a rapper named Mozzie, and it's called Body Count, right? And in the song, he says, "We hit him 5 times. That nigga died and came back to life." Posted a picture while he in the spital, like the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
He going up, gang on the likes. So let me break that down for you, right? We hit him 5 times, that nigga died and came back to life. So basically, and this is like terrible, but like what he's saying is that they shot somebody up, they hit him 5 times, like shot him 5, right?
Yeah,
But they brought him back to
they resurrected him like in a devil circle.
Yeah, like with
with the defibrillator.
like maybe he was flatlining, or like they brought him back, put like tubes in him so he could breathe and shit, right? So they'll try to keep you alive, but like maybe you're like in a vegetative state, and you probably not going to come back, like because your brain is dead or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, like he's saying, like while he's still alive, they posted a picture of him like in the hospital, but he said he going up, meaning like they probably gonna pull the plug or whatever. And in the song, he says if they pull the plug, then the body counts. So he's like he got like
That's a good
2
bar.
bodies on one. Yeah, it's a horrible.
It's a horrible thing to do to someone.
Very
but-
creative, as far as that is clever.
Yeah,
Like, the way
that's
you
good.
put it together.
That's genuinely, that's just good lyricism. It's like, sometimes
he said
the good art
go
comes from
ahead.
the worst places. It's just,
yeah. Like I said, he going up, gang on the likes. And remember he said that they posted
they
a
posted a
while he was in
picture.
the
So they,
he's saying his gang is leaving likes. On
they're
the
getting
picture, like,
engagement. They're getting social media engagement from the fact that they made him a vegetable and then they killed him after again.
right. Like his people's posted the picture saying, "Oh, like the state he's in," and then the people who did that to him, or is at least associated with the people who did that to him,
Mhm.
is on the picture leaving likes and probably comments like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, your boy got hit." It's
Mhm.
really
5
crazy
times.
stuff. That's the picture that's trying to be painted here. So I just can't help but think about that line when I think about what happened to Kid. That nigga died a handful of times in this series. Maybe like not physical, actual death, but he died when he got betrayed by Apu and smoked by Kaido.
Yeah.
He died there. He was in Udon doing work.
Mm-hmm.
Killer escaped.
Manual
before this
labor.
guy did. Yeah. Killer escaped, gave up on his mans, and started living that Yakuza life. You know what I'm saying?
He was living that Hitokiri life.
Brian, your boy already died in spirit. You know what I'm saying? And then he had the actual death. against Shanks. So I don't know what really else you want me to say in that regard. You know what I mean?
He's gonna come back, Josh. You can't stop it. It's just what happens in One Piece.
Are you telling me he's in a vegetated state right now?
Right now, he's in the spittle.
He's in the spittle.
Yeah, he's in the spittle.
All right.
Except they won't pull
He
the plug
posted
on
that
him.
picture, and all the Shanks crew is gonna be leaving comments like, "Damn, boy, what happened to you?" Oh yeah. You that shit was sweet at Hellback. Niggas ain't even make it to the tree. Yo, Brian, that's your man's?
He's coming back.
I'm just all right. That's he's gonna come back, but that's your man's?
Yeah, that's my listen. I like the
That's
idea.
your boy?
Yes,
That's
I
your
have.
boy, Brian?
Listen,
All
here's
right.
my take on Kid. He gets his ass beat, but it's like forging metal to be stronger than it was before. And I think that's the kind of take that he's going with. This guy who has so much bravado that he doesn't deserve, and he keeps getting beat down, but that bravado keeps getting stronger every time he goes down. And he just keeps coming back stronger and stronger and stronger.
Didn't Ben Beckman shoot his arm off, and that's why he has a one arm?
Yeah. And guess what? He came back and he was a part of beating Big Mom.
That's true.
So what are we talking about?
part.
What are we talking about? He's gonna come back again and he's gonna beat somebody even stronger than Big Mom next. That's what I
He
think
had
is gonna
loads of
happen.
assistants.
Yeah, he had loads of assistance, but he still beat him.
Ain't no fair.
He was the
ones to
finishing
beat.
blow.
His power awakening is making you stick to something.
It's turning you into a magnet. You're a magnet
No, that's
now.
pretty serious. Actually, you know what? I damn it, I feel like I just spoiled it for myself. I was just getting there. I had to hate so hard.
Yeah.
I had to. Nah, he's absolutely coming back. It's not. You're right. It's not deserved. I'm tired of it, and I have a different perspective, Brian. I think he had a real nice time through the fucking Grand Line. I think he was chilling.
He was
I
not
think
chilling.
that nigga. I think he was pillaging towns, being a terrible pirate, the bad kind, the one we don't like in One Piece, the one that Chris loathes, and did like that. Then he got to Sabaody, and literally, if it wasn't for the Straw Hat Gang turning shit up, he would have got his ass caught up.
True. I agree with that.
Well,
That is true.
So I say all of that, and then the next thing you hear about Kid in the New World is joining an alliance
lost to
and
Shanks.
then losing. A loss to Shanks.
Joining
They
an alliance.
made an alliance
Lost to
to
Kaido.
beat Shanks, and then got betrayed and then lost to Kaido. So and I'm not saying that he should have won all these situations, but man, this must have been what it felt like when people asked me, "Oh, you're a Knicks fan?" Like a few years ago, when it was just Doom. This had to be how people feel, where they just can't understand. You know what I mean? And I tell people we can't be bad forever. There's gonna be a
Kid
point in
can't be
time.
bad forever. He's got to turn it around.
I'm telling you, he's coming back and he's gonna be stronger than ever.
Okay.
Him and Law.
Yeah, they're both in the shit in the shite situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both in the
They're
spittle.
gonna come back.
They're both in the
war.
spittle.
They're gonna come back. Yeah.
And one of them's a doctor.
A doctor in the
Yes.
spittle.
He got a doctor in his spittle. Why does this sound like a Dr. Seuss fuck title?
A doctor in the spittle.
Posted a picture while he in the spittle. He going up, gang on the likes.
All right, I don't have much else to say.
Okay, I have thoughts. Okay, so first of all, I want to start off by saying I fucking called this. I don't know.
What'd you call? And your boy's not safe. All right. Let me hear what you got to say.
I called the Domi Reversi on rocks.
Apologist. All right, let me relax.
I called I called the Domi Reversi on rocks. I said that maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago. And I don't know if this is a thing people were theorizing already, if people called it already, but I'm claiming it for me. This was me only. I don't keep my ear to the ground. I don't know what people are theorizing. That's Brian's job.
You also called from months ago. No, I mean, shit. Wano was how fucking long ago? From a long time ago, bro. Like years ago. You kind of called that the situation with Garp wasn't what it seemed. And then once we started getting a little bit more context, you called that the situation was that, like, you know, Garp ended up like it was like a cover up like type of situation that Garp got involved in, and like
I fucking called
which
it.
ultimately you did call
But
that.
I am
You did call
specifically
that.
gonna take credit for the rocks Reversi, and this is how the legend of Roger and Garp is created, because they're the ones who end up killing Rocks so that he wouldn't kill his own family. I knew he would be Domi Reversi'd. I won't look up whether people did it first and thought about it first. I won't do it because I thought about it. And I was very proud of myself. I gave myself a little pat on the back. I don't get a lot of predictions right. So, you know, you got to take your blessings when you get them. And this was a good one. Otherwise, this chapter was so sick. I love the rule of when you die, your devil fruit returns. That's such a really useful thing. We've already seen it put into practice with the Orochi clan. You know, with the barrier guy and the clone lady, and we're seeing it again. We're here with Captain John. I almost keep calling him Big John. I don't know why. But with Captain John and what's this guy, Ganzui. It's always just cool to see. It just feels, it's just like one of the little things that One Piece does to make the world feel more full. It's just not forgetting these little rules. This 2-page spread is sick. I mean, one of the coolest moments is literally all 4 of the emperors are on this island. They were all involved in God Valley, Shanks included, even though he was just a baby at this point. But yeah, 3 of the 4 emperors fought Emu for a second. I don't know how they never brought this up again, but it's a very funny thing. Yeah, I'm very curious as to how the other 3 emperors fit into this going forward, because they either have to all get rocked by rocks until Garp and Roger beat them specifically. And yeah, I don't know, man. It was just a great chapter. So much lore. I'm so excited. I'm so glad that One Piece is not on break next week. So we will get an immediate view of what happened here. You know, I didn't give One Piece a hard time about this before, but I am also now. It is leaking into me. It's just like, how does Loki know all this? He is the point of view character.
Oh shit! You're right.
Brian's mentioned this problem before, and I've kind of brushed it off. He's like, you know, it could be just he is just a vehicle of the world, you know, of the world building. But the only way this kind of makes sense from Loki's point of view, telling the story, is that someone told Harold, and then Harold told Loki. So, yeah, I am very excited to see how this goes. I thought this was one of the cooler chapters. This it's a generational run for One Piece. This whole flashback, and it just keeps going. It gets better and better. And I'm excited for what's next. That's all I gotta say. So much action and cool stuff.
I got one more thing to say.
What's up, Brian?
There's a theory running around on the streets that you can
Oh.
only Domi Reversi people
On their
home
yes.
island,
Right.
the island that they were born on.
That is a theory I've seen. Because he stabbed the theory comes from the fact that he stabbed Sabo, Emu. He stabs Sabo, but he doesn't Domi Reversi him.
When was that?
during the Reverie flashback
Mary Joie.
where he was trying to when he was trying to save Cobra. Now,
Who have we not seen since that situation happened, though?
Sabo,
Sabo.
we have seen him.
Who has been moving different from Dragon?
Not Sabo. He went directly back to the
Sabo.
island.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
He's back
right
on the
after
island.
the
right?
Reverie?
Yeah. Well, he went to Lucia because, he was just trying to get away. But then he went back to the Kamabaka Queendom. He's there now. He's
Really?
mm-hmm.
But weren't they? Didn't they? Yeah, you're. Damn. Really? All right. I thought maybe.
Yeah, Domi Reversi is a very visual thing. You can't just Domi Reversi someone in spirit. It seems they have to turn into this demon thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Although we don't know,
No, if we've seen him, then
we don't know the specific rules so far. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. It's just that maybe Imu didn't really have a need to turn him Domi Reversi him right there. He was more trying to kill him by impaling him. And remember, when Imu impales people to do Domi Reversi, it doesn't seem to hurt them. Like, it didn't hurt Rocks. And he expressly said that when he stabbed Sabo was bleeding. He physically stabbed him. So, I don't know. It's either that or maybe Sabo's Domi Reversi is on a time delay. Like Imu can Domi Reversi him at any moment, and he's just a ticking time bomb. I think if that's more likely, I feel like that's a very restrictive power for Imu to have, to only be able to Domi Reversi. That means like she can't Domi Reversi Zoro unless he's on his village, way back in the East Blue.
Was Luffy born on that island?
That's a good question. We don't know. He could have been born anywhere, actually.
He was just raised in the East Blue.
Yeah, he was raised. What island was he raised on?
I forget.
That kingdom.
Which kingdom?
Goa Kingdom.
Goa Kingdom?
Uh-huh. But what town?
I don't know what's the name of the island. No, the island would just be Goa, right?
He was raised in Windmill Village.
Yeah, Windmill Village.
But there is also the evidence that the giants who have were the first people I think we saw get Domi Reversi'd.
Yes.
So Dory and Bragi were the first two that we've seen, and they were on their home island of Elbath.
Yeah.
And maybe it seems as though this is what happens to Harold.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Harold gets Domi Reversi'd. And that's why Loki kills him.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to confirm or deny or disagree or agree with that, really, because I don't know enough. It could very well be that. I do think that's just a heavy restriction to put on Imu, but
I feel like it makes sense.
It does, yeah, it makes sense. It does not make sense. I will say that.
Somebody who comes in and just takes your land, takes your fucking will, turns you against your people.
Yeah. But all right. Well, do we have any final thoughts on One Piece before we move on?
No.
All right, let's go.
Fi meg pikken inn I det kjære med som jeg kan chat.
Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 234, room 307. Last we left off with Sakamoto Days. The Teen Titans are still fighting against the siblings from the murder high school of Japan. And the big brother is a huge problem. He is like an order level threat, while the sister is strong, but not quite as strong as him. The oldest of the Teen Titans, the big brother of Mafuyu, he is wounded from the attack that the big brother unleashed on him, and he is not doing well. It was a pretty big wound, but there's no time to worry about that, he asks Mafuyu and Toramaru, the girl that is part of the Teen Titans, to take Amane and Kaji and bail. And meanwhile, the twins over there are arguing with each other about, being able to handle those the Teen Titans alone and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Why are you getting in the way? And in that time, he gives Mafuyu an order to escape and to tell Sakamoto and the others not to come to the JCC. He puts his invisibility jacket over Mafuyu and launches them out of the window. So yeah, it's just the Mafuyu's big brother versus the twins. And he basically uses an ice bomb thing to escape and starts running. Big brother from the murder high school, I don't know his name, is thinking, what is he up to? He jumps off of this balcony and lands in this really big open space. The girl takes out her minigun and starts to shoot it, but it stops dead in its tracks. And he's like, you can't hit me from in there. And all of a sudden, an entire medical room appears around the twins. And it turns out that the big brother from the Teen Titans has created an invisible ICU to protect Sakamoto and trapped them in this room, which was pretty cool. The girl can't break out with her minigun, and he's like, you're wasting your time. Those walls are made from a special alloy. You can't burst through them with mere human strength. And the brother is, the sister's freaking out. She's pissed off. But the older brother is like completely calm. He's looking at them using an infrared camera, and he's seeing that like there's no like inflammation in his muscles or whatever that's like indicating any frustration. And he's like, oh my God, what is going through his head? Oh, this guy's name is Seba, so I can start calling him the big brother from Teen Titans. Okay. He's like, you shouldn't have said that, Seba. You can't burst through with mere human strength. In other words, you can burst through if you surpass that. And you see him loading up his weird club thing. And Seba sees like the immense energy that's building up in his hands as he bursts through the walls of the invisible ICU and grabs Seba by the throat. And he's like, there's another thing on my mind. The reason you created an invisible ICU, it seems like Sakamoto's coming to the JCC. And that's where the chapter ends. Holy shit. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days chapter 234?
This was a really awesome chapter too, by the way. I'm digging this little situation. I like the older brother and the sister dynamic with the villains there. But man, what a fucking play. I mean, I thought this big brother dude was toast. Like, I'm like, damn, you really just about to kill yourself just to give them a little bit of time?
Yeah.
Then he used that ice bomb device, and I was like, oh shit, he comes up with a bunch of different devices, not just I'm thinking invisibility is his whole entire gimmick. But,
yeah.
He's an engineer, so I was like, okay, he's gonna have some tricks up his sleeve, and he sure fucking did. But I mean, I'm sure even if he didn't say it can't be broken with mere strength, I mean, the kid probably would have tried anyway.
Yeah.
And to break that shit and would have got it. So I don't think he fucked up there, but she's just way stronger than he. I mean, he probably didn't anticipate he'd had to use that shit as like a shelter from vicious assassins. So yeah, he's toast. I don't know what he's gonna do. Somebody better come and save him. Because where the fuck they gonna go get help at otherwise?
Yeah.
Brian, what are your thoughts on Sakamoto Days?
This is a cool little chapter. I doubt the kids are gonna listen to this guy. Pretty sure they're gonna come back and save him at the end and be like, now it's my turn to protect you, bro, or whatever. But I also don't have much to say about this chapter. Pretty straightforward. It's either Sakamoto shows up here and the kids do their job, or they don't show up here and or they do, or Sakamoto does show up there, and the kids come in and save the day. So pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the kids are gonna come back and fight. Although I don't, I think these guys will probably be the only ones to turn good, because they've gone out of the way to make them especially likable. You know, like they're trying to, you know, they've definitely warmed us up to them. So I feel like these guys are gonna heel turn into good guys. But that's my whole thing. The invisible ICU was a really cool twist. I definitely didn't see it coming, and I thought that the drawing of the infrared was like very cool. I don't know how he did this.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but it was cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
like he conveyed that perfectly.
yeah, that's insane.
I thought the invisible thing looked cool too when there was a crack.
Yeah,
He made that look really like. I mean, this guy's fucking good.
the bullets stopping in midair like that, I was like, whoa, it was pretty sick.
I was like, what kind of fucking power does this guy have?
You know what?
Yeah, right.
At first thought, I was like, oh, is it like a
Needle?
magnet wall? You know, like electricity magnet wall? But no. It was just a regular wall. Just invisible. But yeah, I also very short thoughts on Sakamoto Days. It was very cool. I would say this is probably my second favorite chapter of the week, even though like I don't have a whole lot to say about it, but I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to what comes next for Sakamoto. Do we have anything else that we want to say about it before we move on?
No, sir.
Nah.
Hell yeah. Well, let's move on.
I don't really have to fucking care. Who's in my way? I'm gonna fucking kill everybody.
Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. And with that, I'm gonna pass this one over to Josh.
Thanks, Chris. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. Last week, we had a very intense personal and political conversation. Not us in New Jump City, but the two characters in the series. Cross, the twin brother to Maru, the friendly, chill alien that we've been, that our main characters have been hanging up with. What's their names? I'm sorry, bro.
Oh,
twins?
Yuka and Tsurugi.
Okay, Tsurugi is the girl.
No, Tsurugi is the boy. Yuka's the girl.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, so Yuka. So it was between Yuka and Cross, and not to get into the detail about that, but that's basically where we left off, and where they was clashing there, having a clash of ideals and philosophy. But this is a very different chapter. This seems to be a flashback. I mean, I think we could confidently say this is a flashback. And we seem to be on the home planet of both Cross and Maru, because we see them as little kids. We get a little bit of exposition at the beginning of the chapter, though. I think this is either Cross or Maru saying this, one or the other. But they're saying the village where my brother and I grew up was raised by the government. Our parents resisted until the very end, only to be crushed into the rubble of our home. As my father died, he was clutching what I thought was just an ordinary rock, like it was the most precious thing in the world. But even now, I sometimes wonder if it really was nothing more than that. So we cut over to a new character, I think, because I don't think this was the guy we've seen on the alien ship.
Yeah, this is Dura Val Babadi Mechika, the guy the chapter is named after.
Whoa! Duraval Bobity Mechika. Wow. Wow.
Giga,
what's crazy?
You did not have to name this man this.
He went off. I thought you was trying to tell me like Dura, and I was like, no, I know. And then I see this was an opportunity for you to say the entire name.
You have to say the entire name.
I didn't even see that. I swear. I just seen part 1. So like whatever. So there's a multi-part flashback, I guess. Anyway, it starts with a new character named Jura walking with this elderly man, and they're talking about these 2 kids that have been like really troublesome, and they're trying to figure out a way to properly punish them for what's been happening. It ends up being Cross and Maru, of course. And before Jura even gets the chance to say a word to them, I believe Cross is the one with the hair out?
Yeah,
so?
Maru has the more non-ponytailed hair. Cross is the ponytailed one.
Oh, okay. All right, so Maru immediately starts trying to fight against Jura. He blocks all his attacks super duper easy with just one fucking hand, and throws him into his brother and knocks him the fuck out, and that's that. And he lets them know that he's trying to build a canal, and he's going to put the kids to work. He shows them how to pick up the rubble after he's done, going through it all. And, of course, they're not really with the shits at first. They still like fucking around a little bit here and there. But one time they seen Daru, right? Dura? Shit. I forgot his name.
It's Dura.
Dura. Okay. They see Dura, like they couldn't move this this massive boulder, and Dura breaks it with one fucking punch because he's like that, I guess.
Yeah.
He's basically the light-skinned dude that comes to save the day in every Tyler Perry movie. But so guiding the youth and being very strong.
It reminds me of that parody from the Boondocks.
Yes, that's exactly. As a matter of fact,
I'm very
that
light-skinned.
is what I'm referencing more so than actual Tyler Perry. But yeah, that was a funny ass episode.
Dude,
anyway,
those guys are so good, man.
So yeah, the kids, end up, so they see your Dura do that and become super fucking fans of him. Now they're they're really under his wing. But eventually Maru asks, like, why are you building this canal? And he explains to them how this canal would make like sea travel between these two different countries from them really easy. And he's like, but why are we still doing that? And Cross brings up, like, why would we Rumelians do anything that benefits Deskunte? Which I don't believe that was brought up before, but obviously the Rumelians are Cross's people, and they all have this third eye. I think they all do. As a matter of fact, I don't remember for sure.
I think they all
just
do.
know
Everybody in this.
the Rumelians. Yeah, the Rumelians are just the people that are all that we've seen so far, like in this, and they happen to live on this peninsula where they want to create a canal so that the other countries can use it. Cross brings up, like, asks why, because apparently their people had some issues with the Deskunte. But Jura goes on to explain how there was plans to build a canal here like a really, really long time ago. But these like creatures that live in like the same peninsula that the Rumelians do, named Callians, were just really vicious, and none of the workers could focus on doing their job because they was being attacked so much. But apparently the Callians have grown to not bother the Rumelians, and they actually like defend them. They like look after them. Well, no,
they just don't attack them.
I'm sorry. Yeah, they just don't. They just happen to not attack the Rumelians for some reason. So basically, that's the reason why they want to build like a canal now, because the Romelians are in a position where they don't have to worry about being attacked by them. They can actually work. He puts it in such a way that it's not that we have to do it; it's that we're the only ones who can do it. But Cross brings up a good point, saying that it's not an answer. Discunte drove us here in the first. He's not concerned with what the actual logistics of this project entail. He's like, why the fuck are you trying to do something that's going to benefit these people who clearly have put us in a really bad position? In the beginning of the chapter, the kid talks about like a government raising like his parents like home and their land, and clearly in that situation it was the Romelians that had to get pushed off to, I guess, where they live now on this peninsula, like away from that other country. So he's just like, why do you want to help these guys? And Dura is like, look, it's not like for Disconte, it's for our like sake. And he's like, even so, he goes on to say that, if Rumel doesn't change, Discunte never will. In order for people with no shared land or blood ties to truly coexist peacefully, we need to have universal love and time. Something I wouldn't disagree with, that's for sure. But anyway, Cross is very cross about hearing to coexist peacefully with these people. And they're just explaining, like, listen, it just means that like we should be good neighbors. This project ultimately is going to benefit us a ton, because we'll be able to like irrigate our lands and use the canal as like an outlet, to not have to worry about flooding or whatever. A lot of stuff. It's the overall goodness for everyone involved, essentially. So it's not like they're just doing Discunte this favor. They just happen to benefit, and their planet, whatever. So and it's just an opportunity for continued peace or whatever. One of the days they show up to work and they see that like all the like gravel that they was like picking up and putting into cages had been knocked over and in the place, so they had to do like basically fucking double work. And they want not this they want Dura shit. I'm trying, guys. They want Dura to like get back at them or figure out who did this shit. And he's just like, it's not gonna make a difference. Like clearly, it was our peoples that did this shit, and they feel some type of way, but going to assault them probably isn't gonna like change their mind, right? But then we cut to the people who actually did it, and that's, like I said, that's their opinion. They don't care that this project is being done. They have the same view, I guess, as Cross did, that they shouldn't be doing anything that happens to assist the Discunte because of like the past and what was done to them. But Cross pulls up on them and knocks out their fucking leader for what for what they did. And when he goes back to the group with Jera and his brother, he makes a point to tell them like, look, like I don't want you to think I'm like them, like I wasn't doing this to defend your honor or nothing like that, but I want to prove a point about myself, that even though I disagree with some of your viewpoints, I still wouldn't do no corny shit like they did. So yeah. We have a little montage there. They continue building the path. I mean the canal. And as it keeps coming along, more and more of the village continues to help along, and eventually they build it. they create the canal, and the kids can play in it. There's a huge fucking Diskuntin, I'm assuming, ship passes by. No, they do not have a third eye, but they do have horns.
Oh,
that is
wow.
interesting.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right. Maybe their eyes are closed or something.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
a better
not
view of them next chapter, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure. They pass by and they share glances. Maru is looking up with a smile, crosses, grilling these niggas the same way they're grilling him. Yeah, shit is sweet. It's nice. The canal's helping everybody out. It turns out that Diskunte is going to invest further into creating like a port in the actually in the country, like alongside the canal, like in the middle of the canal, for like the sailors to rest and shit, and it's gonna help boost the economy, and they're gonna completely like front the cost for it. So it's just shit is really fucking looking up. And the elder dude himself, for him, it's really special because 10 years ago, which is when I guess the Rumelians were driven away from their homeland onto what's Rumel now. His daughter was killed like in the process, and it was obviously like really tragic, and it didn't have to happen, so to speak. And Cross says to himself, I respect Jabaloma. His name is Jabaloma.
He looks like
That's
a Jabaloma.
cool name. He does look like a Jabaloma. Holy shit. I'm telling you, that looks like, there's a reason it looks like Tenjin, bro.
Yeah.
But I digress. So, bro, nigga, that's Tenjin. Anyway,
No, it's Jabaloma.
Anyway. So yeah, his daughter got killed by the Deskutins a long time ago, but he's held it down and he's ready to move forward, and this is just really happy for him. But unfortunately, on the last page of the chapter, as they're all celebrating and things are going good, we said there's exposition saying that one day a Callian mauled the daughter of a Diskunte chieftain to death. And a Callian being those beasts, while they was like, I guess, on the canal or in the port or something like that. We don't really know, but
Yeah.
that's the end of the chapter. That's been Jujutsu Kaisen Modelo. Brian, what are your thoughts?
I was not expecting a flashback for these guys at all in the cards.
He said, Oda, let me show you something. Let me show you something.
This is how real mangaka does a flashback. Real flashback.
So you ain't the only one.
I got lore too.
It's really sad because when you start this chapter, you're like, oh, they're gonna, like, you kind of get the vibe of what's about to happen to these people immediately from the jump. Like from the start, you know that whatever hope they're gonna try to build here is immediately gonna be torn apart.
Yeah.
And ripped to shreds.
Yeah, they wouldn't have come to
God
Earth.
damn you, Diskunte!
They wouldn't have come to Earth if things worked out over there.
Yeah, so it's really sad to see this guy, so hopeful, so like determined to unite and bring peace, doing such a like above and beyond task to mend the situation. And like this chapter, even though like this guy's a really cool guy, what's his name? Daru?
Yeah.
Even though Daru
Or
is such
Dura.
a cool guy.
Dura.
Dura.
Durable.
Yeah, he's a really cool character, and I really like the message that he was trying to instill in these young men. But the chapter just feels somber because you know what's gonna happen, essentially. Like this message of hope feels heavy. And when they're at the end and they're like cheering and they're partying and having fun, and then it ends with and then they all got fucked over. They all got fucked over because of these fucking sacred animals. So it's just sad. It is a like next chapter is going to be a hard read if they continue with this flashback. But aside from that, I don't have much else to say.
Doesn't that the Sukuna looking guy, doesn't he have like horns as well?
I think he does, yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have a
Look
third
behind
eye?
him
I'm
first.
trying to remember.
I feel like he does.
Hmm.
I don't know if he has horns for sure though.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture of him, but I can't find his name.
I'm just gonna go to the first chapter.
Yeah, go to the first chapter, find out. But yeah, I thought this. I also wasn't expecting a whole ass flashback, but I really like this story too. I think, obviously it's gonna go terribly wrong, and they're probably this is the Callian killing this.
Oh
chieftain.
shit, he did have horns. He has a horn. He had horns and an eye.
Ooh. What if he is like one of these people? So we didn't see that they didn't have third eyes. Maybe it was just too small to see, like the panel, or maybe some of them do. But yeah, maybe they brought a Discunte. That guy's a Discunte over there, and he may have more nefarious plans than the other guys. But yeah, this seeing the origins of Cross and Maru are pretty cool and very interesting. The philosophies behind Dura, I feel like there was a lot of emphasis placed on like coexistence with the Discunte, but I feel like what he was really saying is that like it would be good if we could accomplish that because we have to do this anyway. Like this canal is going to be an objectively good thing for our people, whether we're cool with the Discunte or not, because it will allow us to create a life where we are right now, at the very least. But yeah, I think Dura is an interesting character that's for sure gonna die before this flashback is over. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about Modulo this week. What did you think, Josh?
This was a pretty interesting chapter. Not enough to get the RGC for me this time, because I still want to see a little bit more. But this was another like challenging chapter for me. I had to stay focused and make sure I didn't get too annoyed and like personalize the plot that's happening here. But something I do want to bring up is again, like Japan as a country is it's different from America, as far as like an imperialist nationalist country goes, because America, as much as the white people want, the white supremacists want it to be a pure white nation or whatever, where that's like the representation of what an American is. We are just such a mix here. You know what I'm saying? And all the places that counts, we're a melting pot and blend of many different cultures. But that's not the case for Japan.
Yeah.
There's a different type of nationalistic pride and solidarity there in that something we couldn't really understand or replicate here at a total complete scale, especially since our countries are two completely different sizes. So even though we're both are imperialists, it's like, well, America's imperialist now and has been for almost its entirety, and Japan had imperialist regimes leading up to World War II, and are best friends with an imperialist regime in America, since they work hand in hand with us all the time. I say all that about Japan, that context, to say that, like, sometimes the point of view of these authors who I absolutely believe, have the right positive message for their own historical context. This it's almost like a I don't think guilt is the right word to say. I don't know if that's appropriate, but I would say this awareness to understand that wrongs have been done by you, by others, and again in a historical context, Japan waged war and committed a lot of violence to the neighboring nations like Korea, China, especially. I'm sure some Indonesian countries. I don't know. I don't have the whole scope, but they was wilding. So I think that there's this, like I said, there is this awareness that says like, hey, we need to kind of forgive each other in order to move forward because we're or we have to look past our own wrong. Like, oh, really? That's what I mean to say. It's like I hear a lot of this rhetoric where it's like we have to be better within before we try to work with like the others. And I feel like that context makes sense if you come from a country that committed a whole lot of wrong. So maybe you're thinking like, all right, these people don't want to fuck with us. They already don't like us. So I'm not even going to try to fuck with them and make amends. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the vibe I get from a lot of these authors and someone like Dura. That's what his rhetoric, even though in a weird sense, they were the ones who were victims, So, but at the same time, it's like they don't have anything. They don't need to forgive Deskunte for a motherfucking thing. I do understand to say like, hey, like if our people want to survive and be on some type of footing where we're not being exploited or like at risk of being victimized again, we should take certain steps, and in those steps we shouldn't harbor hate because it's going to backfire on this. I think that's very understandable to have that take, as opposed to just, which is what I do believe what Dura's point was, as opposed to just saying, oh, like we need to just get over shit and move forward. That's such a destructive mindset for this country. You know what I'm saying? For for really putting out like radical intent or whatever. It that type of thought process extinguishes that. So I'm sensitive to it sometimes, but I'm trying to be a lot better when it comes to like different cultures, and before like at least catching an attitude about something, trying to refresh myself with a little bit of context. What the people of the country went through. Like if I wanted to be upset about something in solo leveling, maybe I should learn a little bit about what Korea. It's right.
Yeah.
Korea, right. Yeah. If I, you know what I'm saying. So, and just as a piece of advice to anybody else, I don't really have that much more to say. I what's crazy? I actually thought that it was a Rumelian that killed one of the Deskuntians or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
But when I got to the end of the chapter, I realized there's a Callie, and I was like, oh shit. But why did they get off their boat?
Yeah, I think they had to have.
Right. And it's like, what was y'all thinking? What are you thinking?
They probably were doing like a diplomatic,
meet. Sweet, bro.
They were probably doing like a diplomatic thing where, like meeting with the leaders or whatever. And then the daughter, it was an accident, obviously. So
yeah, we have no idea how it went down. So I guess that's why I'm really curious. I'm interested in this flashback. I'm glad we got it here too, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that we're not keeping this whole alien shit super duper secret for a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with everything you said. I think like this is a very interesting chapter. I think like Gege really rode the line between like putting all the onus on the victims, because that's what it felt like to me at first. And it was just like, well, it's not on you guys to like reach across the aisle really. But, you know, I think like what he was really saying is that like, well, it's less that we're actively doing things for these people who have oppressed us in the past, but more that we're doing a thing that happens to also benefit them. And if we can use this opportunity to broker peace and just like, you know, move forward, not get over things or forgive necessarily, but just like move forward and create progress, then sure, if we can manage that, that'll be worth it probably. Worst case scenario is that we just have the ability to create a future here. But yeah, I don't know.
You know what? I'll add to what you said. Hold on, I gotta go to the chapter and find out specifically what they said. But Dura makes a point to, you know, as he's saying this, when he says like people from different nations, like different bloodlines, different cultures and shit. He makes a point to say like, you know, this is probably the better course of action when it comes to dealing with peoples you don't have connections to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm trying to see. Yeah, he says, in order for people with no shared land or blood ties to truly coexist peacefully, we need to have universal love and time. Yeah, he says that, and I mean, you know, that love and time can be built off of their relationship that they would, I guess, foster through the canal.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, but probably ruined by a damn Kylian. Those goddamn Callians. Them. Okay, I'm done. Those are all my thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen Modelo Especial.
Hell yeah. Oh, Modelo Especial. Just caught you do that. All right. Well, hell yeah. Shall we move onward?
Yes.
Sure.
Let's go.
He said, "Is this ice, dickhead? Is it cold?"
Dandadan. And with that, I'll pass this one over to Brian.
All right. So chapter picks up where we left off with Momo encountering Saint Germain. And she kind of asks him, "Who the fuck are you? Outsiders shouldn't be inside school." And he goes, "Very nice. Have you gone and forgotten me?" He's like happy that she forgot about him. And he goes,
yeah.
I'm the advisor for the History and Culture Research Club.
Like, nigga, what?
And
So my
she
name is Mr.
immediately calls him
Sanjoma.
out on his bullshit. And he goes, "Even if you don't remember me, I know who you are." And as he's walking past her, on the he has his arms behind him as he walks past her, and he offers her a crime prevention whistle. And he goes, "If you're in any kind of trouble, please blow it." And he continues to say, though, "I'm not sure it will be of help to you." And she goes, "Well, if it prevents crime, I'll hold on to it. Thanks." And then they go their separate ways. And then we cut to Momo in her classroom as she's hanging out with her girlies. And they're kind of talking about how things have been and how she's lost her memories. And Okarun comes up and they immediately back up Okarun. Like both of them are like, "Yo, that's actually like the love of your life, bro. Like, come on, lock in. Go on a date with him." And eventually they manage to force Momo to go hang out with them alongside Okarun to go to a museum where there are mummies and stuff. And as they kind of get there, Okarun's mad fucking hype. He is absolutely loving this little excursion. Momo is still a little is kind of off put by like the dead bodies and stuff. But as they're kind of like entering the exhibit and kind of, you know, it like kind of pacing about, Momo's kind of like curious, and Okarune's kind of explaining like all the lore behind these museums, behind these mummies and stuff. Like she's going, hot damn, is this thing for real? And he goes, of course it is. To think that something from 2500 BCE could still look like this in the present day. And they kind of continue to talk about things, and they both kind of get lost talking to each other about stuff. And Momo is like so receptive to Okarune's like, you know, information and tidbits about everything. And he even brings up the like theories about aliens, and how there are theories that aliens leave these bodies behind as they go up into space because the human body doesn't survive out there, and mummies were created so that aliens could like when they return from space, they have a body that they can re-enter and assimilate to society.
Imagine.
That's crazy.
And Momo's kind of like, what the hell? That's ridiculous. And Okarune kind of like gets defensive about it, but Momo kind of clarifies that she wasn't like making fun of him. She actually found it kind of interesting. And as they continue to kind of pace around, he kind of asks her, so you believe in aliens then? And she goes, heck no. I don't know if aliens exist or not, but that Okarune tells an interesting story. To which Okarune kind of looks at her, and he feels kind of like that connection that he had with her before, but he knows that it's so still not there. And it's like a yearning expression on him. And it's at this point that they realize that Momo's friends have ditched them, and they exit the museum. And I think what is this, a train station?
Yeah.
And Momo's pissed at them. She calls them jerkwads because it was their idea and they just ditched them. And she kind of tells Okarune, okay, yeah, I could get home from here. Just, you know, you don't have to come with me. And Okarune is insistent that he makes sure that she gets home safe. And during this kind of walk, Momo goes, actually, Okarune, do you love me? And there's a moment of silence, and Okarune grabs onto his glasses as per usual, and he looks down and he goes, I totally love you. And it's like a really cute moment, because then all of a sudden Momo's like, you're able to just come out and say it? And Okarune's like, but Miss Ayase, you asked first, didn't you? And she goes, just because someone asks you doesn't mean you should say it. And he really like locks in here, and he goes, after all, Miss Ayase, you probably like me too. And they kind of start to bicker and stuff, where she's just like, why do I like you of all people? And Okarune goes, ow, my heart, it's breaking. Miss Ayase, you've completely forgotten. And they kind of start like, you know, arguing with each other. She's like wrestling him. And she brings up the fact that I forget her fucking name again.
Oh, Ira.
Ira. She brings up the fact that Ira knew her real name, knew Okarune's real name, even though that he didn't tell Momo his name when she had asked. And their conversation gets cut off by them entering the dark zone, or whatever it's called. And we see a ominous man on a bicycle with a sword. The bicycle has a basket in it. And we get a nice 2-page spread of the fucking creepazoid fucking Serpos running in, like, there's a lot of them. There is a lot of Serpos just doing the most ridiculous run towards these two, which is kind of a throwback to their first kind of mission that they did together. And that's where the chapter ends. Chris, what were your thoughts?
Well, immediate confirmation that that aliens are real for Momo.
Yeah, shit got very real.
It appears that one of them is a mummy, just like Okarun was talking about. So that's exciting. I don't know what's gonna.
Really have like a pumpkin head or something.
Yeah, but you know, when you see the close up of the of him on the bike here, he has a katana and also he's wrapped up in bandages. So
He's missing an arm.
yeah, he's missing an arm. So he's doing this with no hands, carrying a katana. That shit's crazy. So he said it. Wow, our boy. He actually admitted it. I didn't think that he would actually say it at this time. I feel like that was going to be a thing when Momo got her memory back. But yeah, that's exciting. Good for Okarun, our boy. I thought I was actually like really thrown off guard by that. So good on you for keeping me on my toes, Dandadan. I like this chapter a lot. I don't know where this is gonna lead. I don't know what the whistle could be. All I know is that she's definitely gonna blow the whistle at some point, and it's gonna be terrible for everybody, probably. But
It's gonna be a really bad time.
yeah,
She's gonna get trapped in the whistle.
yeah, you're not gonna have a great time if you blow the whistle. I thought it was a fun chapter. I'm excited to see what happens next. Ooh boy, Josh.
I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna wait for my thoughts.
Well, what are your thoughts? It's your turn.
Okay, so basically, she's gonna blow that whistle when they can't. When shit gets really really rough, and Saint Germain is gonna pull up and save them, and then he's like, "See, I have your best interest of mind, or I'm here to help you.
I'm here to save
Blah blah
you.
blah blah blah." Yeah, you know. There's gonna be a time when Momo gets isolated from Okarun, and then that's when he's gonna pop up. That's when she's gonna blow the whistle and pop up to save her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess those are my thoughts. This is a really, really cute chapter. I have been missing the Serpoians.
Yeah. I miss the circles.
I mean, horrible people, but man, are they entertaining.
Yeah.
Remember that one Serpo dude?
Which
He's
one?
chill.
Oh yeah, there's one good Serpo.
What is that one guy that's pretty chill?
Bro, when he showed up at the store, just looking like a complete alien, just wearing the fake store apron, that shit was so funny.
Okay, quick quiz for Christian Espinal. What planets are Serpoians from?
A planet Serpo?
Yes. Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Do you know what their capital is?
No.
That would be Serpoia.
Is it really? That's funny.
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
made that up.
Damn. You bamboozled me. Any more questions, or should we go out to Brian's thoughts?
No, I'm done. Brian, what was your thoughts?
I don't have too much to say. This was an unbelievably cute chapter.
What?
Probably the cutest chapter of all manga that's ever existed.
Type shit. It was.
No, the friends were
Sakura-
adorable. The friends were
Aside from
adorable, like trying to help her out and stuff. That was very high school.
Like that's
This is
a true sign.
Levels of adorable, actually.
Yeah, that's a true sign that you're a green flag is when all your homies are vouching for this guy. It's a beautiful thing, but that's it. I don't have much else to say.
Oh shit, that was fast. Well,
Yeah.
that was Dandadan, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at B.ESP on Twitter and Instagram. He streams on twitch.tv/It's Punchline sometimes. Email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. And we'll talk about it in the pre-show chat show that we are now caught up to. I uploaded all the episodes over this previous weekend, so catch up on the pre-show chat show and stay tuned because my tier list of every currently running Shonen Jump series is we recorded that today for the pre-show, so that should be exciting. Be nice. Subscribe to us, like, share, all that stuff, comment, you know the deal. Do the thing. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, y'all. Thanks for listening.